Hey guys! First of all, I'm really sorry for not uploading that frequently in recent past. But I'm done with the work that I was supposed to finish, so I'm hoping to be more frequent now onwards. So let's move on to our list of low light indoor plants. Before I move on to the list of the plants, for your reference, this is what I would call as low light conditions. Extremely low light or somewhat dark, and bright or well lit room. Now, the first plant in our list is English ivy. I actually have a couple of English ivies. It's my newfound love, and I'm very surprised that I don't see a lot of English ivy in Indian homes. Although it's beautiful, you would see a lot of money plant, but not this plant. Its required conditions are exactly same of as a money plant. It also beautifully trails. There are two kinds of it. One is the entirely green English ivy. I like this one more. This is called the variegated English ivy because it adds more color to any space. The only thing that you have to remember for its care is water this only when the soil is dry. And as I have said before, how do you check for the soil dryness? You put your finger and see if the soil sticks to your finger. Now that it's sticking to my finger, I don't add water and I'll let it be completely dry. See, a lot of plants are harmed with more of water than less of water. So this is one of them. For fertilizing, you can add any general form of fertilizer like a compost, khad, seaweed solution in 2 to 3 months and it will grow very quickly. I'll show you a smaller version of it. I think they are about 5 months apart, and for the initial 2 months this one just did not grow, but after that it has been growing really well and I like these triangle shaped leaves of it. Okay, so the second plant on our list is Boston fern. This one is one of the most common form of ferns that you would see at home. To grow this in Delhi heat would be slightly difficult, but for people who are staying in Bangalore, Pune, where temperature is not so high, I would highly recommend to go over this plant. Since it does really well in moist conditions, it'll grow very well in a washroom or a bathroom, and the light green color of it would look really beautiful. The problem with this plant is one thing. If you look at the tips of the leaves, some leaves have turned brown. This happens because of irregular watering. So this plant really requires moist soil. Be more regular with adding water and it'll flourish really well. This one also requires fertilizing between 2 to 3 months and it'll just do fine. Now the third plant in our list is one of the cheaper plants, but it is a survivor. It does really well even when you think it's dying. It's a syngonium. Like any other low light plants, this one is also very sensitive to direct sunlight. Apart from that, it does not require anything. In fact, you don't even need to fertilize this one that often. It's also called arrowhead plant. The leaves somewhat look like arrows. It'll also start trailing if you give it good enough time. You can grow this plant in soil and in water as well. It can grow from a cutting. Let me show you. I actually kept a couple of cuttings here in this bottle. I think there are 3 of them. Yeah. So this one, I actually started from a bigger plant, so it has a thicker stalk. And after that, I have taken another cutting from this one. See, it has a slightly thinner stalk. And this is another one which was also from a bigger plant because of the thicker stalk. Okay, so the fourth plant in our list is quite a hero. It's the snake plant. Now, the reason I call it a hero is because it can survive any conditions. I once forgot, actually didn't forget, I was traveling, I was on field and I couldn't water it for a month. It survived. There was no problem at all. So this plant, it's very forgiving. You can water it once in a week it likes dry soil, but even if you water it too much, it'll be fine. For caring for this plant, I don't really have much to say. You can just keep it and forget it. By the way, this one is also a great air purifier. Actually, most of these plants that I talked about are great air purifiers, and that has been shown experimentally. But this one is one of the best ones because it's very low maintenance and it has been seen to remove most of the air pollutants from indoors. Okay, now next, the fifth and the last one is our very own favorite money plant. I don't know if you remember, I did a video on indoor plants for decoration about 2 months back, and I used this money plant which was kept right here, and it has grown aggressively since then. Just look at it. Now, all that you need to do to get a long money plant is to add some sort of a nitrogen fertilizer. If you add just fresh compost, it's rich in nitrogen, or you just add seaweed solution, it'll do fine. Don't over fertilize it because over fertilizing can also poison the plant because it's just too much of nutrients. This one also can be fertilized every 2 months and it'll do fine. As I said before, this one also needs water only when the soil is completely dry. Do not water them too much. The problem is that for indoors plants especially, we tend to water them so much and take too much care of them. Don't do it. Just water it once in a week or so. Just check for the soil, and if it's dry, when you feel that it's completely dry, add water to it. That's all for my list of low light indoor plants. If you have questions, leave them in the comment section. I'll be really happy to help. And if you like this video, you know the drill. Please hit the like button, and if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.